Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. CAVOK Racing Network with ATC, the Alpha Touring Challenge. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be great here at the Monday night. We're starting with a new season. It feels like coming home, and it's just great to be up here. And we have a special guest, or maybe it's not a special guest anymore, because it's gonna be one of our regular commentators. We have Charlie in the booth. Charlie, welcome.
Thank you, Pam. Thanks for having me. It's good to be a part of the CAVOK family. Very much looking forward to this race. This is an exciting track with a very large field. It's definitely going to be a good one.
It's a huge field. I currently see 36 drivers, and I'm not sure if you can see any drivers already practicing the qualification, because I think that's going to start in just a minute. Am I right?
Yes, sir. And qualification is going to be important, as it is really at any racetrack, but especially here because passing isn't always easy. There's some areas where side-by-side racing is going to be, you're capable of side-by-side racing, but there's other areas that it's only going to be single wide. These guys are going to have to be patient, so track position will be a key factor in this race.
Well, I don't think that patience is the middle name of any ATC driver, but maybe we can have a quick look at the lap and how that actually goes.
Welcome to Alton, Virginia, home of the Virginia International Raceway. VIR originally opened August 3rd, 1957. The track closed down from 1974 to March of 2000. Carroll Shelby won the feature race on the track's inaugural weekend driving a Maserati 450S. Many famous drivers have won on this circuit, including Roger Penske, Richard Petty, Janet Guthrie, Skip Barber, and Parnelli Jones. VIR has hosted a multitude of series such as the IMSA GT Championship, the American Le Mans Series, AMA Superbike, as well as the Trans Am Series. Past the sector is the climbing S's. The complexity and difficulty of the climbing S's is multiplied by the incredible entry speed because of the straight before the climb. One of the most notable sections of the course was Oak Tree, which stood for some 200 years but unfortunately fell to the ground on the night of July 1st, 2013. This track offers cambered corners, blind crests, and sweeping downhills. It will be a challenge in any type of car, but especially difficult in these front-wheel drive race cars. Another signature section is the roller coaster, which is a scaled-down mirror image to the famed corkscrew at Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. The full course has 17 turns, totaling 3.27 miles or 5.26 kilometers in length. Back to you in the studio, Pim.
Well, look at that. It is an amazing field, I have to say. It's an amazing track. We did this with the SNS Alt F4 League, and it's a track that, you know, in first when you start, you hate it, and then you start to love it. What's your feeling about this track, Charlie?
Oh, I'm a huge fan. Like, I definitely love racing here. A lot of people call it the miniature Nürburgring, and there's definitely some truth to that statement. It's a lot of corners. We got technically 17 corners, but there's some A's and B's, so there's really probably close to 20 corners on this track. It's a lot to remember. There's heavy braking zones, fast straightaways, fast sweeping corners. It's going to be an exciting race.
It is, and we already started with some qualification, and this is one of the things that I love about this league, that it has the open qualification. So it's all about seeing how quick you can go out, and I already have some drivers that thought of it really quickly. David Bauer up here is one of the first ones who was out, wants to set a time, and I have to say, when you see all these liveries, man, these are awesome cars.
Yeah, you know, these guys take great pride in their paint jobs. A lot of them do them themselves, spend hours upon it. I know I make my own paints. It's tough work, so they all look great.
It's tough work. One of the other things that's really, really difficult over here is all the different names. So if someone is in the saying we're saying their name wrong, please let us know in the Discord that we can help you out on that one, and we can pronounce it maybe even better next time. But I'm looking out the long straight over here with David Bauer. He's really trying to warm up his tires. Everybody's slowing down a little bit. You do want to get some space, I think, because it's going to be difficult otherwise. But
yeah, the challenge. Go ahead, sorry, Tim.
No. It's interesting to see that from up here how this will go and how this will work.
Yeah, when you get out on the track in an open qualifying setting, you know, you're trying to do the best that you can, but you also got to hope that the drivers ahead of you don't make a mistake and, you know, cause it to mess up your lap. So it's important to get the right position between forward and back so somebody doesn't interfere with your lap. And we're on the clock. We're down to 13 minutes left in this session. So it's important with this long lap that you get a good lap in as quickly as you can.
Well, you do see the distance between the drivers, so everybody's taken care of. It looks like Formula One, making space for each other and making sure that you can get a good qualification run. We do have, of course, always the ones that are favored over here. And Charlie, maybe it's a cruel question to you, but if you look at this field, who for you would be a favorite?
Oh boy, you know, I think I would have to say if I had to pick somebody, it'd be my buddy Aaron Law, because he's my in the morning homie. But judging by these iRatings, these guys, this is a stacked field. The top 20 are all ridiculously fast. I think right now, not knowing who's who, I say it's anybody's game. It's a new season. We got new drivers. We got old drivers. It's going to be great.
It's so funny that I asked that question because, of course, Logan McKenzie is going to win. Logan McKenzie won 4 championships. It's an amazing driver. And, you know, there needs to be a good driver coming up to finally take over his belt and his championship. And I think that's what we're going to see because, yes, you're right. We see a lot of new drivers in here. And I'm not sure Matt Zepka is one of our favorites from CAVOK. Always doing a crazy job. And he's currently also out. And I think we're getting the first times in. So I'm curious to see what the difference of the timings are.
Well, right now we're looking, it's kind of spread out, but I think as this progresses and, you know, people get more than one lap in, I think that the field is going to narrow down and it's going to be a lot closer. But right now, Logan McKenzie's sitting on top with a 2:03.5, which is a pretty quick lap for an opening lap.
Well, a quick break lap. It's 1.7 seconds from everybody else. So Logan McKenzie looks like he's starting, or he's finishing where he's starting because he's just immediately doing a crazy lap. Matt Zepka is getting a lot closer. Maybe we can have a quick look where Matt Zepka is on the moment because I felt that he was...
Yeah, we just had a big change. So now Logan's in with a 158.4, followed by, wow, it's moving quick. So we're now in the 58s, mid 58s, lower 58s for the top 6.
Well, look at Jerome Badulas is now in that first position. I remember Naked Aggression came from him. He was in our first season while we're here at Alpha Touring Challenge. Such a great driver, and he saw some real naked aggression, and we just invented that word. Peter invented that word. We do miss Peter, by the way. Hopefully he's coming back half through the season, but on the moment, we're going to do it with the two of us, with all these drivers, and it's just amazing to see all those drivers up here.
Yeah, this is a large field. It's pretty impressive. You know, when we do Sunday Night Skippy, we're, you know, sometimes we're close to 35, but truthfully we're, you know, 28 to 30, and just those extra 5 cars is going to make a difference. And especially with these touring cars, the fact that they can, you know, door-to-door race and you know, put the bumper on somebody if needed. There's, you know, it invites contact, and that's what's going to be even better.
Now look at this, and you do see drivers now going off track just to make sure that other people have a clean lap. And that's also a little bit the field over here. You know, it's a clean field. We all want to drive here, and we all see each other in the next race. So it's important to make sure that you are friendly to each other. And currently that's going quite well. Bajulas on that first position. I don't know if that's going to hold. Let's have a quick look where Logan McKenzie is. Logan McKenzie is just coming over the line, and I expect that he's going to go over there. And he is. Nope. Look at that. He is. Yes. It's 0.023 with Bajulas, who still is in the running. And he will come back for sure because he's now getting over the line. And I do see that he has some draft coming on. So, oh, look at that. We see more people coming on. John Lozon, then McFarlane is coming in. Hot and juicy. 175.8. What an amazing time over there.
Yeah, they just keep dropping couple tenths. Just really great to see that these guys are so fast.
Yeah, it's a nice field. I do drive along up momentarily with Raymond Cheu. He's on 9th position. He's the 996 car. It's a new car, but what an amazing livery that is. Love to see that. He's now getting over the finish line. I'm curious to see if he can actually improve that time a little bit. Looks like he had some momentum in the first few stints.
59.1. I don't believe he picked up time.
No, at least not position over there. So he will stay over there. Matsepka is right in front of him, currently on that 9th position. And then we have another driver that I expect a lot from, and that's Slugnificent. Or as I call him, the Slug, because I can't pronounce his name, which will happen sometimes. He's currently on that 7th spot. Do look out for him in the race. Has a lot of race pace, knows what to do with these cars, and knows all how to handle a race. So that's going to be an interesting battle over there. But currently it is still McFarlane on the first row, together with Bajulas and then Lozon and Francois Schink.
You know, for this large track, this front portion of the field it's pretty quick. It's not easy to lay down a lap like that consistently and that close. You know, this is almost a 2-minute lap, and you know, 1/10 per corner adds up real quick when you got 17 corners.
Yeah, definitely. This is a track where you need to be precise, but it's also a track, it's going to be so much chaos on that first lap. Because with these cars, they go sideways, they go 2 wide, 3 wide. We're going to see that in that corner 3. It's going to be crazy, and curious to see who will get out of there the fastest. Because that's going to be important. How to keep your car clean. It's a long race. We have 1 pit stop, as I thought it looked like. So I'm just going to be curious how that first lap is going to be. For the people who are watching on the stream right now, we do have different colors. Because we have 2 different, I don't want to call it leagues, but at least different classes. We have the regular Alpha class where McFarlane is currently on the lead. But we also have our Delta class. And there we actually see that Kotlowski, I'm going to say that wrong, and he's gonna kill me for it. But Alex is currently taking that position. And in this way we can follow the different classes in one go. I see that Ryan Walter actually is trying to see if he can compete his time. He is currently on the 29th position, but he's blinking a little bit, or I don't see him on the track. Let's go to somewhere else. How's Aaron Law doing?
So Aaron Law's currently in 24th at a 2 minutes flat, and he's got some good company around him. Again, it's really tight through there. You know, just 4 spots up. They're only less than 2/10 quicker, so it's a tight field throughout. There's probably a little separation in groups, but overall, this is a pretty close field for as large as it is.
A pretty close field. It's 4 seconds for the whole field. So that's going to be an interesting part. And we're not done yet. We still have 4 minutes to go in this qualification. I do have to say, Aaron Law, he should change his name. It just should be Aaron Green. He always has that beautiful green car. Always rememberable. Nice to see that.
Aaron was my first teammate in SNS when we just ran teams in SF1, and he's always pretty consistent. He likes to start in the back, so you know there may be some strategy here. He likes to come through the field, It's definitely one of the things he does every week. So it'll be interesting to see that if he does start further in the field, where he ends up by race end.
Well, this is the kind of car that you can do that really, really well in. But yeah, the field is really good, so it's difficult to go any further. I see one more name coming up, and I'm a little bit surprised that that person is still in the car. Where is he? Mika Hendricks comes in and immediately takes that pole position, but there's something wrong, or there's something wrong. There's something different with Mika. Have you heard that story?
I have not. Please tell.
Oh man, this is juicy. So Mika actually met this beautiful girl on a racetrack, on a car track, and he actually got married with her. So in that cause, we actually thought that he wouldn't be here, and everybody was a little bit bummed out by it. But yeah, could understand this one-time opportunity. He's getting married, and you know, he couldn't be here. But surprise, surprise, he is here. So that's a little bit of a surprise. But all the drivers actually have all these stickers on their back to remember Mika with his wedding. I thought it was such a nice thing, and I think it's also typical for this Alpha Towering challenge, where you know that's the kind of group that we're now in.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Congratulations to him and his wife. That's one of the great things about league racing is you get that nice tight-knit community. Everybody understands that you need to be respectful because, you know, being too aggressive and driving dirty really doesn't make for great racing. Having respect for the other driver really allows you to exceed, for both of you to exceed and put on a great show. So congrats to them both, and props to the rest of the league.
Yeah, it's funny to see Mika's actually driving with a different decal. He's actually having just married over there. So awesome to see that he's there, because I've heard he's very quick. He is one of those people that can actually look at Logan McKenzie and say, okay, I'm going to do it. He's on the moment on that inside lap. I'm not sure. Yeah, he is going to go for a quick lap one more time. He's not, because it's 1.3. No, he's not going to make that anymore.
He just picked up 6 tenths, I think.
Oh, so marriage does give you wings. Well, I'm currently looking at Justin Rhodes. He's currently on that 15th position. Curious to see if he can still improve, but give me a sec. I want to go back to Logan McKenzie. Logan McKenzie is setting quicker times. He is having a lot of draft over there. Is he going to make it to the top, or is it Mika Hendricks who's going to set the standard for Season 7 and bring it home in this qualification? Curious to see what Logan McKenzie's going to do right here. He has a great draft over there.
Yeah, he's definitely got some advantage in the draft. That's going to help. And he comes in at a 158.1. That won't be enough. That is an improvement, though.
That won't be enough. No, definitely still on that 4th position on the moment. And yeah, that means that he will have to get his work cut out, because Jerome Bajulas, Dunn McFarlane, and Mika Hendricks are right on top of him. And I think we're now just waiting for the last cars to finish up. 14 seconds. Oh, and this is the part where it's the most fun of all. We're going to go to the grid. We're going to name all the drivers and see how many mistakes we can do. I'm a little bit I have to say I'm a little bit disappointed that Wojciech Swiderowicz is not here, because that's the name that I can now pronounce. Hopefully he's coming back. He was one of the fast drivers over here in our season.
Tim's been working on that name all week, and then he didn't show up.
Yeah, that's it. Well, it's pretty much 4 seasons, but yeah. We do see the last cars driving into the pit, and that means that we're ending qualifications now for real. This will be the grid that we have.
Yeah, this is going to be quite the shuffle into turn 1. It's one of the slowest corners on the track. I believe it's a standing start. So they're all going to be raging. They're all going to be jockeying for position, because it's important to make up as many positions on the start as you can. So it's going to be chaos into turn 1.
It's going to be chaos, definitely. And I do expect, to be honest, after that, a little bit more chaos, because corner 3 is so tight, and these drivers are gonna try it everything what they can. I still see Matt Zepka on the track. I'm not sure if he got the message that qualification has finished, but he's not coming any further. I do have to say, love his livery. I think it's a new one, or at least it's a new one for me. And then the last driver, Connor. I'm just gonna call him Connor. I have no idea. Connor Acetella from Yellow Flag Motorsports. Look at that. He comes up in the 12th position.
Now I'm curious. Do they have a drivers meeting, or do they just go to it?
Not sure, but I think we're going to go straight up to it, because they did already talk a lot about what not to do. Of course, they know each other, but they will have some new drivers, some new seasons. So they have done that already before. That's one of the good things of this league. They're really well prepared. I'm not sure, Charlie, if you saw all the notes, but I didn't get through all of them. But it's a little bit of a Bible that they have over here. But throughout the season, we'll definitely go through there.
Yeah, as we get more comfortable and more familiar with these guys, we've been the last couple seasons doing SNS, so it's a different group. So we'll get to know everybody, and really looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a great season. We have a great schedule. There's some really cool tracks. Some of my favorite tracks are going to run this season, so it's gonna be a good season for sure.
Oh, no, definitely. And I'm looking forward to do this together with you, Charlie. You were so excited about this, and that just brought me the energy that I thought, yeah, we need to be here again. And CAVOK has been gone for a while, but we're back this season. And yeah, I'm looking very forward. And I do see that the drivers are coming up. So this is what I meant. We're going to see some drivers getting ready. Whole field, 37 cars. It is crazy. All right, I'm just going to go quickly to the field. We see Mika Hendricks on number 1. Congratulations. Dan McFarlane, Jerome Bodulas, Logan McKenzie is 4th, John Lozon, Francois Schenk, The Slug on number 7, Matt Zepka, James Dekar, and on 10th is Raymond Thieu. And I'm going to miss a lot of drivers, but I'm actually afraid that we're going to miss the start. So let's get going. Let's get those guys ready. Because I see them all grid up. Normally that means that we're starting. I don't see them yet starting, so maybe I was a little bit too early, but hey.
Yeah, I don't think we quite got everybody on grid.
Well, Justin Rhodes is bad. That's definitely true. Love that car. Worked hard on it.
It's the worst part, even in the car, even in the booth, that anticipation, just waiting. You see the timer ticking down in your car. You're not sure if everybody's going to grid right away or if they're going to let it run down to 0. You're just anticipating. I think we're going to go, Pim. Here we go.
All right, and Mika Hendricks is going to take us away. And look at that. There we go. It's the first one of the season. Really, really curious to see. Mika has a big lead, has a night advantage, and then Jerome and Dan are trying to fight over there.
Oh,
and
there we go. We're stacking up.
Oh, look at that. Traffic jam at corner 1. Traffic jam at corner 1. But we're all getting through. Oh, I do see some cars moving along. But we're all almost getting everybody out of here. I see Dan Witzak has moved along, but look at Mika Hendricks. He is just driving away already from this big group.
Yeah, he pulled on them pretty quick as they go through the short stretch here into the S's. This is, as said in the earlier video, this is just an awesome section that you're just flat out 6th gear in these cars when the tires are warmed up. You're on edge, back and forth. You got to roll it down in here to this left-hand corner. Try not to go off track with cold tires.
Look at that whole field. It's already all trying to minimize speed, so they're going in one big line. While I was thinking they would do double lines over here, it's really Mika who's just pulling hard. And look at that, it's Jerome Bachelas on that second position, and then Dan McFarlane, who dropped one spot and is still on that third spot. But this is that long straight. This is where a lot of things can happen.
Yeah, the draft effect can make a difference here. It's really more important to just get a good run, get a good launch out of Oak Tree so you can maximize your speed down that long backstretch.
And look at this, they're coming down the hill now, all of them in one big line. Not many moves right now. Everybody's just trying to follow to see what they can do in the next line.
Yeah, it's an hour-long race, so it's going to be important not to burn up your tires early. And with these being front-wheel drive cars, it's very easy to burn them up, especially with these fast corners. Then we got, you know, heavy braking, like how we're headed in here to turn 1. It's going to be important to conserve these tires and make sure that you got something at the end.
Yeah, exactly. I did saw Matt Zepka on 7th position, currently looking at the slug, trying to see if he can make a move, but that was too early in that corner. In the back, there are some fights going on. David Bauer on 18th position actually took already 3 spots. He's moving along and trying to see if he can get some speed. But man, oh man, many cars to watch up here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go somewhere when you got cars in front of you, cars behind you. You know, if you're not careful, you're going to have cars next to you.
Yeah, I do have to see, we already see some small groups coming in. Some small differences in the timings. And this big group here in the back for position number 17 are still trying to see if they can get away from the next group behind there with Cody Huntley on 23 position. Errol La is in there. Then Sedano is in there. So that's a big group over there. But in the front, it's a little bit more of a stretch. Mika Hendricks is just pulling away. Jerome Bachelas and Dan McFarlane are trying to see if they can cover up. And in between there is Logan McKenzie. Logan, our number 1 currently in this championship. He was that one that won it so many times. But he has some difficulties to actually catch up with Dan McFarlane.
Oh, there's a little bobble out of Dan. Good little recovery.
And that gives Logan McKenzie a great opportunity now to come back. And that is important because here's that long straight that's coming up.
Yeah, and this thing feels like it goes on forever. And we're going to be heavy braking into turn 1. First couple laps with cold tires, and then the unexpected boost from the draft can cause these guys to miss their braking point a little bit. Just get in there nice and clean.
And it's funny, where I thought we're going to see a lot of fights in the first lap, we actually see a lot of cooperation, a lot of groups starting to form. And it's just everybody's afraid to lose the traction of the guy in front of you.
Yeah, I feel like this is just the calm before the storm. Everybody's getting settled in. You know, it's first race of the season, so there's probably a lot of nerves. You know, just try to get in the groove, get your tires warmed up.
I'm trying to recognize some drivers. Currently, Raymond Chug in that 10th position. He's trying to follow up with James Carr. And they're getting side by side right now, or he's actually passing him already. Oh, nice. Raymond moved up to 9th position and is now trying to see if he can catch up with Francois Schink, who dropped 2 places to number 8 position.
I'm watching Matt Repska here in P7. He's hanging around his bumper a little bit, but it's not really a place to go. You know, you definitely have to get a run. Making a mistake is also a good way to get by somebody, but everybody seems to be driving pretty clean. So if there's not a lot of mistakes, then you got to work hard to try to get past them.
Yeah, on the moment, it looks like you can pass anywhere, but nobody's doing that because they're just afraid to lose the draft in the front. And yeah, you're right. It's only 6 minutes in. We're just gonna see how this turns out. But on the moment, Matt Zepka is on that 7th position and he holds that on. What is the fight going on 19th position with Jacob Wally? There is a big scuffle going up, and I see behind there, who's that? It's Aaron La. Daniel Sedano, I think. Daniel Sedano. I just say his name, and he goes off track, and immediately there's a car following him as well. Oh, but he comes back, and that's a little bit more easier in the skip, but he actually goes into the pit. Oh, look at that. I hope he doesn't get a pit penalty, because I don't think you're allowed to go into the pit that way. And
Yeah,
this is going to cost him.
And I'm watching Jacob Wally. He just got a little tap in the rear. I'm not sure who that is. I think that was Adrian.
Now let's have a quick look how that's going. I do see that we have some people, the followers from Kurt Smith. Always great to see the fans up there. And Kurt Smith is currently on that 14th position, doing a really good job. He is second in the Delta class, so not too bad. And he's in a big group over there, so everything to fight for.
Yeah, it's kind of a unique thing to have two classes in the same race. It makes it interesting, but it also allows guys and girls who are not necessarily top of the field. It gives them an opportunity to go for wins and podium positions and things like that.
Yeah, I think we did give Kurt a little bit of a booth curse, because he was not getting the right exit over there, and he's going to have difficulties now with those two cars in the back. That's Justin Rhodes and David Bauer, and they all want to get that position. And look at that, here we go for the overtake. Oh,
and there's contact.
Him. Oh, but he stays on track.
It. Yep, and I think he gave the position back, which is very admirable.
Awesome, and then right behind there, it's David Brouwer, and I think that's Chris Krauss, who are going side by side through that corner, and now we're seeing a little bit more of the naked aggression coming out. Great to see that. I do see in the back that Ethan Oring has crashed. Let's have a quick look what exactly happened with him. Well, actually, it was pretty much... Oh, contact! Yeah, big contact, and they can continue, but that's gonna be some mowing that's to be done over there.
Yeah, well, the lawnmower didn't show up today, so that's a big help. Appreciate you trimming down the grass for us, buddy.
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, let's have a quick look at the fight in the front. Mika Hendricks is basically gone already. Jerome Bajolas has trying to see if he can make that jump, and then we see that fight with Dan McFarlane, Logan McKenzie, and the Slug. The Slug and Logan were teammates in the season where we were. I don't think they are anymore. I'm not sure what happens over there. But I'm just reading the chat as well. But he's they're now fighting over there for position number 3. So Ray, when you're looking at the different classes, you can just look at the different colors. So the yellow is our Alpha drivers, and our Delta drivers are in blue. So we can also see that Jay Carr, and let's have a quick look at him, because he is doing really nice. He's currently on that first position. He is driving on the first position of the Delta class.
And he's also driving in position 10 overall, so he's having a great race so far.
Yeah, he has a great race, and he has still some chances to catch up over there. I think with Raymond Choi, that new driver, because not that much distance, and there's actually a big group in there as well, so could be nice to see that happening. All right, let's have a quick look where are the fights going on. Well, what's going on with David Brouwer? Because David Brouwer is in that little group. Paul Morris is right behind there, and then Jacob Wally is trying to see if he can follow. He's a little bit further away.
Yeah, he might be setting up a move here. It's definitely showing him that he's back there. Here he goes. To the outside. Nope, thinks better of it. It's not really the quicker line with these cars around the outside. Of course, I guess if you just put a bumper to the guy, maybe that'll get you by him.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and there now, he is really trying to see at least if he can make it a little bit more difficult, but Jacob is not getting there. And what is Paul doing? Paul is getting on the inside. Look at that. Paul pushed him to the inside. Nice. But then needs to give that room back. And that is not going to work. And you immediately see that there. Immediately right in front of them, there's a little gap just because of that little fight. That's what's going to cost him. And while I say that, I don't know what exactly happened to your Jerome. He's suddenly on 3rd position. I see Logan McKenzie is... let's have a quick look how Logan McKenzie actually got that position. Oh, there was some kerfuffle going on with Jerome and Dan. And that's why Logan McKenzie actually got that 2nd position. So it seems that that's a little bit the battle that we're going to get now. Mika Hendricks is just checked out 3.7 seconds away from Logan McKenzie. But then we see Jerome Bajolas, Dan McFarlane, and still the Slug trying to see if they can get back to there. Together with John Lozon and Matt Zepka. And there is a battle going on for 22 position. Zach Perry is there going on with Alex Cotlery, and they're not done yet. Look at that.
Yeah, this is a great place to get set up, try to get close to their bumper so you can draft them down the straightaway and pretty much just make an easy pass.
Well, I'm curious what he's going to do right now when he's driving into there. Can he actually do an overtake right now? Zach Perry, he was trying it in that first long run. Now he's going to go to the outside.
Yeah, Alex got a great run out there, but the draft, you're starting to see the draft take effect. I don't think that's going to be enough. It's important to be tight on this corner. There's some camber in there, and if you're too far outside, it makes it off camber. And with these front-wheel drive cars, it just wants to push you towards the grass when you get on the throttle.
Yeah, I don't know. I think what I see happening is that 2nd long straight, that's really where the great opportunities are to do an overtake. And that's actually where I think Matt Zepka is going to be, together with John Lozon and Francois Schink. So curious to see what this group is going to do right now. Are they still trying to hold on?
Yeah, it's interesting. It looks like some drivers are pushing a little harder and other drivers are kind of riding it out. Again, as discussed earlier, tires are going to be a factor towards the end of this race. So if you're spending a lot of time driving aggressively, getting on the throttle too early and sliding those front tires, you're going to pay for it, as these laps wind down.
Look at this, and they are going 2 by 2 on the moment. Matt Zepka is trying to make that move happening.
Oh, there's contact. Oh,
no.
Oh, Matt's off.
Matt is off.
Oh, and that was a hard look into the wall, too.
Oh, I see some smoke getting out of his car. That doesn't look good for Matt. Look at that. No, there is a lot of damage on that car. Oh, whoa. What exactly happened? Because they were fighting so close. And I do think that the Slug is actually a team member of him. So a little bit surprised to see that. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, Matt is going into the pit, but what exactly happened over there? Yeah, not really sure if that was much contact. Matt just didn't got it right, and that will cost him dearly. He's going smoking into the pit. Logan McKenzie wouldn't mind that. Logan McKenzie is currently on that 2nd position. Has turned a little bit to Mika Hendricks, who is now 4.2 seconds away. Jerome Bajolas is right behind there, still in that draft, so he can come back. But that fight for 7th position, we do miss Matt. Slugnificent is currently trying to see what he can do, and look at that, Raymond Choi is really getting close there as well.
Got a nice little battle going here in position 28 with Kurt Lane, Jose Mori, Craig Lutenslager, and Thomas Laval. Got a nice little pack here. These guys are, just because they're in the back doesn't mean that they're not battling. Every position matters.
No.
And
that's a great point that you make, because we don't really, it's all about the battle. It's not that position that you want to get. But it is nice to see that Jose Mori is trying to make some positions up. He is fighting along up there and trying to see if he can get any closer to Kurt Lane. But look at Greg Lutenslager, because he has some battle to go. Thomas is coming by. Up. All right,
I couldn't find his name.
Well, let's have a look at the 25th position because Mark Darnell, and we're going to the favorite position. He is looking into Aaron Lai. He's going to make an overtake over there.
You know, Pim, I think I have a problem with cars generated. So
All right.
A little messed up. Yeah, I don't think I changed that number.
All right, well, don't worry. We're going to have a quick look at the fight tip here for position number 17. Jacob Wally, Chris Strauss, and Eric Statzer. They're going side by side over here. Look at that. This is the battling that we want to see. This is why CAVOK Racing Network came up here, just because we want to see those great cars up here. And this is an amazing battle. It is for position number 15. David Bauer is in that first position, but here, Paul Morris and Jacob Wally are just battling it out.
Yeah, and as they come through this sector, you can make a pass if you're willing, but it's a little sketchy coming through these next 3 corners, so it's not advised. It's better to be patient. Wait till you get to that long backstretch. Try to get a good run out of Oak Tree so you can get right up on their bumper, use that draft, get by them in the slipstream. You can't really fight that off. Once the car has that momentum, you're not going to stop them unless you block. And this isn't the type of crew that drives like that, so it's really important to be on that bumper.
Well, and Jacob does have that momentum on the moment. Should he want to do something, he can actually, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think that when everybody has draft, it's going to be difficult to even catch up. It's just one big line over here. Let's go back to position number 7. We did see that fight with Slug and Matt Zepka, but the Slug is not done yet. Raymond Thuy is getting closer and closer over there, and they're going into the first corner. What's going to happen?
Oh, hard under braking. Seen some little wiggle out of Raymond.
Oh, the Slug
right
is
up on his bumper.
The Slug is getting really, really close over there, but he's not. He's holding it, and Pascal Schenk will be a little bit looking in the back, because look at how close he is on the moment. Slug is really pushing it on the moment, trying to see if he can make anything. He just want to show himself. Pascal, if you want to do something, I'm right here.
Our leader is still putting on quite the show. He just ran his best lap at 158.08. He is definitely flying.
Yeah, it does say something if you can outrun Logan McKenzie. I have to say, 6.2 seconds, that is a lot. And it's interesting to see how that will happen. Maybe a wedding does give you wings. I'm not sure, Charlie, are you already married?
No, I'm proudly divorced, my friend.
Oh, well, maybe you should just get remarried, because, you know, it gives you speed. Look at Mika.
I know, right? I'll go ask her right now. I'm just going to tell her, hey, I need to be better at iRacing, and that means we got to get married, and we'll see how that goes.
Exactly. Well, he's doing a great job. Look at the distance that he has with Logan McKenzie. It's amazing the skill that Mika is just showing us on the moment.
Yeah, and he just dropped a 158.2, so he's consistent. He's screaming. He's putting down monster laps. He's currently averaging 158.2 for his last 7 laps.
Yeah, the group behind there is also quite taking it easy. Jerome Badulas and Dan McFarlane are just trying to see if they can hold on. And don't make that gap any bigger, because it is still a long race. We still have 39 minutes left. So anything to play for. And when I say that, look at that. Going side by side. Dan McFarlane. Jerome Badulas made a small mistake, and Dan McFarlane made a small mistake. And Jerome
capitalized. It's really important to capitalize on those mistakes, because as we're seeing, we expected there to be lots of passing, but it doesn't look like it's that easy to pass today. So capitalizing on others' mistakes is very important.
Yeah, and look at that battle behind there. I see Francois Schink is getting some tough times. He is the slug is right behind him over there. Oh, they nearly hit each other.
Yeah.
All right, let's drive along with the
tuck
slug.
up under his bumper.
The slug needs to make a move. He's just showing himself for now 2-3 laps. He needs to make that pass. I'm curious to see if he's going to do that. Or was it just to show himself, just to make sure that Francois Schink doesn't forget the slug?
Yeah, he looks like he's trying, but it's not going to be enough. Get close to him here. Get through the other corkscrew. It's a good chance that he'll get him on this front stretch.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't want to do it. This is now typical the slug. He is just aggressive, but doesn't want to do that overtake. Francois is just in that car now thinking, what does he want? What are we going to do? Or maybe this Francois Schink is not doing that at all and just turned on his back camera and is just looking in the front to John Lozan. Because also that is just, you know, there's a big battle going on over there. Dan McFarland still in that position to see if he can hold off John Lozan. But Jerome Bajolas is also inside. This is really, you know, who can be on that podium?
Yeah, it's we're coming up to, what are we at? We got about 37 minutes left to go. I'm not sure what the fuel window was, but we may be getting close to it.
Yeah, normally there's a huge one. I do see was an overtake from Damon Mitchell. He passed James Carr for position number 3-9. And actually on a really strange corner. I wouldn't expect it to go over there, but nice overtake from Damon Mitchell. He's now up to that 9th position.
Field's really spreading out a lot.
Yeah,
just got a couple small packs.
Exactly, the battle that I see is Connor on position number 11 just overtook Mike de Almeida. A nice overtake just before the oak tree, or what's left of it, and is now going on to the straight, trying to see if he can catch up with James Carr on that 10th position.
So iRacing recently rescanned this racetrack, and because in real life the tree fell down, they decided not to include the tree, and it changed that whole sector for quite a bit of us because we used the tree as reference as to where to turn in, where to brake, and all that, and now it's no longer there. There used to be a wall there. It's no longer there, so it takes a little bit of getting used to not having that reference anymore.
We do see there's a battle going on position number 15. Paul Morris, Justin Rhodes, Jacob Wally, and Chris Kraus are now getting really into that. And I think actually it's also Eric Statzer who's in there. Or he's not. No, he's a little bit further away. But yeah. This is going to be a nice battle for position number 15.
This is probably our biggest pack of action. We got, looks like 5 cars in this pack. Oh, what a great move.
Oh, yeah,
Paul
you
Morris
need to be on that
down to the inside.
Nice move, but is he going to hold that?
Yep. Here we go to the left. I think he submits. It's
yeah.
You really have to set up for that corner, and if you miss the turn in, you got to back it down because you will go off the track.
Yeah, and that's exactly, or I didn't go off track, but he needed to hold back over there. Right in front of them is Kurt Smith, still in that 13th position. He's 2 positions up from where he started. He's a little bit on no man's land, trying to see if he can get away from that big group over there, because that would give him some breathing space.
Yeah, and this is a good position for him to be in, where he can keep his eyes forward, locked down on what he's doing. He doesn't have any pressure around him. He can just put down some optimal laps, be smart, just try to gain time on Mike Almeida ahead of him. Currently, Mike and Connor are in a pretty close battle, so that may be beneficial for Kurt. If those guys really start going at it, that should slow them down a little bit and allow Kurt to close the gap.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and on the moment I don't see it happening, but I think Kurt is in a nice move, and he can just follow and make that sure that he can keep in that 13th position. And these guys will battle sooner or later. It's just a matter of time. Looking back at the front, we do see Dan McFarlane and John Lozon on the moment battling it out a little bit, or at least getting really close in that corner 3. Such an important exit up here. Really learned that the hard way, but this is so important to be, because basically from here on, it's full power going through the chicanes.
Yeah, this is a very, very fast sector. In the GT3 cars, when you hit the middle of the hill, the front end comes off the ground. I have some screenshots of my Porsche doing some wheelies. I'll post those in the Discord after the race for everybody to see.
Well, that's luckily the cars don't do that yet, but I did see them make them suspension work. And this is a nice battle over here, but not much going on. They're really holding on. By the way, Mika Hendricks, did you see the quickest line? 1:58.02, and he just said that the last lap. So he's just pushing on and on and on.
Yeah, he's really setting the pace. It's unbelievable. It'd be interesting to see towards the end of the race as tire wear becomes a factor, how much speed he'll have left in that car. Is Logan playing it smart, making sure that he doesn't burn up his equipment, allowing Mika to maybe be a little bit excited, you know, new things in his life?
You make a good point, because you know that is a little bit the strategy of them. I do see our first pit stop going in right now. John Lozon is going in, and that means I did see Daniel Sedeno also went in. Let's have a quick look at the pit stop times.
Fortunately for these guys, this is a pretty easy entry. There's some visual references to make your entry, you know, pretty predictable, and just get hard on the brakes, get it slowed down. And it's a little bit long, so you know, when you're on that pit limiter, it feels like it takes forever when you've been, you know, averaging well over 100 miles an hour to drop down to, I believe the speed limit is 40 miles an hour.
Well, look at this. John Lozon is getting out, and he's just behind all the traffic. And there is a group coming back to him. But he's one of the first now that went in that first pit stop, 17.9 seconds. So that is roughly the time that we need to think about if we want to think about what Mika Hendricks is doing. But Mika is currently not thinking about a pit stop yet. He is driving on that first position. Logan McKenzie is also a little bit checked out. We do see him in the back over there. He is driving comfortably on that second position, 4.1 seconds from Dan McFarlane and Jerome Bajolas, Francois Schink, and the Slug over there. So that's still a little bit of a group that we can see battling.
And though Mika is flying, these guys aren't doing too bad either. They're running mid 158s.
Oh, no.
What did I miss?
Yeah, there was a
little
crash
that was a
going
big
on.
Mistake.
Let's have a quick look what exactly happened over there.
I believe he missed his braking zone, and that's one of the highest speeds on the track.
And immediately they're going in. That's interesting to see. And the Slug takes one more position. Jerome Bajolas and Francois Schink are now on 8th and 9th position, but they will drop back a little bit further because of that long pit stop. They're one of the first at going in. Probably fixing some damage, trying to see how much damage that was done. The Slug could just slide through there, and he's currently all by himself on that 4th position. And he has Dan McFarlane still in sight, so hopefully he can come back to that one.
Yeah, now's an important time to make sure you get a solid lap down. Try to get as close to optimal as you can. While those guys are stopping,
we have a nice battle going on for position number 14. Jacob Wally, Chris Kraus are just going side by side, and what's happened over there? Was that? Yeah, Chris was dropping back a little bit. Oh, that was a left car, I think. No. Jose Moret just dropped a little bit further back. Yeah, he is a lapped car. He's 34. And that was the reason why they all could easily pass him over there. But look at Paul. Paul's getting closer and closer over there. He's driving a little bit like the
Slug.
Slug.
He's letting him know that he doesn't want to be behind him anymore. He wants to be in front of him. And when you're coming through these technical sections, if you can fill that mirror and get that guy to look at you in the mirror, you can cause him to make a mistake and capitalize on it and gain that position.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be some riding, wild riding, and they all need to be still going into the pit.
I'm just wondering, Pam, I glanced over and I see something in the chat that says they're not hearing any audio.
Well, that's going to be a nice story then, because I can hear audio. We have 16 people in the chat, so we'll hear something going on.
Well, I hope everybody's enjoying the show. We're trying to get settled in on a new season, and there's so much to cover. This is a lot of cars and a lot of action and a very large track.
All right, well, maybe you can give a short recap. We are halfway. We basically have Mika Hendricks just driving from lap 1 to lap 17, basically qualification laps. Logan McKenzie made up 2 spots by having some fights and then coming quickly past Dan McFarlane and Slug. And then, there is that big fight that we had with Matt Zepka and the Slug, where Matt Zepka went off track and immediately had to go into the pit. He is currently in the 15th position. I am curious if that pit stop was already good enough for him. And he is maybe ready to go, and maybe he can come back, but otherwise it's going to be a hard fight for him.
Yeah, he put himself in a little bit of a hole. I mean, I can't remember whose fault it was, but, he may have to conserve a little bit of fuel. Maybe an extra lap or 2. I don't know how easy it is in these cars, but he's definitely got to dig deep.
Well, and we're now looking at Paul Morris again, the black car, who is just trying to show David Bauer that he's really in love with him and getting closer and closer and closer. But he's not making the move right now. It is difficult to actually pass up here. It's fun to see long straights, but not many overtakes up here yet.
Yeah, which means it's important to capitalize on your pit stop to get a good pit entry, a good exit, get the car moving, because they do like to spin the tires on launch, so you don't want to spin too much. And looks like David might be making he decides to just back it down.
Oh, I was just thinking if Paul could make a move, this was the move to make, but he didn't do it, so he's going to stay behind there. I see Damon Mitchell on 7th position. He's now going into the pit as well.
And they're going to continue to stay out. He's right up on his bumper now. Expect a move here. Just going to the outside. David did a good job protecting the inside. It's going to make it really difficult for Paul.
Oh man, he tried so hard. Paul's really trying to work it, but he's just on the wrong side. But maybe if you stay on that outside, then the next one is the inside. But then he's not there anymore, and he's back out. So that's not going to be the opportunity. But yet again, close, but no cigars for him.
Yeah, he's just trying to fill his mirror. Maybe get him to make a mistake through here. It's a very technical section. It's one of the slower portions of the track, and then it's just on throttle right here and shifting gears.
Yeah, I have to say this is one of my favorite cars, just because it looks so awesome. Done so much on their paints. Really enjoy their work.
Yeah, it's nice with these bigger panels. Racing the open or painting the open wheel cars is so difficult because the panels are. It's hard to explain if you don't paint, but the whole car is laid out in a flat image, and then you paint sections, and then it has to line up.
We have news. We see the whole top 3 is going in. Maybe this is the end of that stint, and now everybody goes in. Mika Hendricks, Logan McKenzie, Dan McFarlane, the Slug are all in. James Carr, our leader in our Delta League, is actually going in as well. Currently on that 5th position. And look at this, there we are seeing some tire change. That is interesting to see. Not from Mika Hendricks, but I did see some cars, some drivers going up. Look at it, Dan McFarlane, he's going to lose time. He is actually one of the few drivers that's changing tires. And look at Logan McKenzie. Logan McKenzie is now into a fight with Paul Morris. Well, Paul Morris, we told you, outside is not working. He's not working.
You have to wonder if Dan may have forgotten to uncheck tires and took tires by mistake.
Well, or he's very smart in it and he knows that he needs them. I see the slug. I'm going to have a quick look at the pit stop times, because then we really see what will happen.
Well, I'm watching position number 3, I believe it is, with Paul Morris and Logan McKenzie, and they are getting to it. Jacob Whaley, just kind of watching what they're up to.
Yeah, look at it. It's 24 seconds. That's 6 seconds slower than the pack for McFarlane. So he will need to make that up. But Logan McKenzie did a really good job. He's clear of everybody. Has some great speed. And slipping a little bit over there. But Logan keeps Mika Hendricks on the moment on 7.7 seconds. Curious to see if that still will grow.
Oh, we got a car off pimp.
Where?
Where'd he go?
No,
I got Damon Mitchell off an oak tree. He's currently going the wrong direction on the racetrack. That's not good. Just a smart thing. He comes to a stop. Oh, it looks like he got some help on that one.
Yeah, he did got some help, and that's not what we want to see. But yeah, holding quite nicely over there. Needs to go back, and this will cost him quite some spots. Damon Mitchell, currently on 19th position, has dropped to 8th, and he is going back into the pit. See if he can actually fix that car. I see Jacob Wally is going into the pit. Paul Morris is going into the pit. So straight orders are going back. John Lozon is on 3rd position. Francois Schink is 4th. And Jerome Bajolas is currently on 5th. So biggest battle in the moment is Jerome Bajolas with Francois Schink. Well, that's a marriage that has been going well for long seasons. They always find each other, and it's always great battles up there. So curious to see what Jerome can do. He has the speed. We've shown that before. Is that enough to actually pass Francois Schink?
Come through the S's, I think that Jerome is a little too far back, so I don't think it's going to work.
Well, we still have 20 minutes to go, so everything to play for.
Yeah, and I expect now 20 minutes is going to go pretty quick. I expect the intensity to pick up. Really got to buckle down now. Time's running out.
Well, that's naked aggression to me, and when I say that, I think of Jerome Bajolas. So I'm curious to see when that comes out for him. On the moment, he's doing fine on that 5th position, but he's looking for Francois Schink.
For 30, I'm showing 37 cars. We've actually only got 10 cars a lap down. So these guys are doing really well, being able to stay out ahead, not lose that lap.
Yeah, that's amazing. But that's, I think, shows a little bit what this Alpha Touring Challenge is doing. They're really class drivers. And look at that, Dan McFarlane is already back to Jerome Bajolas. So he could get back if he has that speed and he can make that work with Jerome. Then maybe together with Francois Schink, they can look at that 3rd position. But on the moment, that is John Lozon. Look at that. Has a little bit of a lonely race, but I don't think he minds if he can end up in that podium.
Well, if Francois and Jerome can work together, they could probably pull him in. They're running roughly the same lap times, so you know, if they can put their battle away a little bit and try to focus on gaining some speed, play the leapfrog game, something like that, they might be able to reel him back in.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Jerome is up for that. Maybe Jerome just wants that position and says, you know what, Francois, we're going to fight for it. And then McFarlane is the happy one, because then he can come back and get into that fight as well.
Yeah, Dan's really trying. He's not out of this one yet. His last lap was a 158.8, so he's pretty consistent with where everybody's running right now in the top 5, top 8. Mika has not slowed down in any way. Mika just ran a 158.1, so I'm not sure if tire fall off is happening on his car, because he is still flying.
All right, let's drive along with Mika. So, oh, who's that driver behind him? I don't know what the driver was, but making some spectacular move. That was Mark Darnell trying to get out of the way, and Mika just zoomed by him. But let's analyze his driving a little bit. Why is Mika Hendricks so good? You've driven this track a little bit. You with this car. We're driving along with him. What do you think about him?
As you could tell there, exiting turn 1, he had no wheel spin. He was nice and smooth on the throttle. Here, nice clean downshift. Just get up on that curbing a little bit. Be smooth on the throttle. If you apply the throttle too early in these cars, it definitely pushes in the front end. And you can just hear by his engine sound, he's nice and smooth. Get up to the next gear, get it lined up, throttle up, and we're going to blast through these S's. We should reach 6th gear by the top of the hill, or the middle of the hill. And it's important to clip this curbing, but you don't want to take too much, because it will throw the car off. And this one's tricky because it's almost a blind entry. You have just enough time as you come over that crest to see the corner and get set up for it. And then we're going to be hard on the brakes with this double right-hander where Oak Tree used to stand, and just nice and smooth. You hear a little bit of wheel spin, but on the throttle early, and here we go down the backstretch.
That's a long straight.
Yeah,
again,
it seems
this
like
corner
it takes forever.
What do you think about the next corner? That's also for me such a dangerous corner.
Yeah, it's a completely blind entry. It's really all about timing and rhythm. Just understanding what the car is supposed to sound like when you get there, and you just turn it in and hope you're in the right spot. Again, right here, it's a little bit of a blind entry. You can't see the curbing until you come over the crest, but you got to be on the throttle early because you need to maximize the speed down this front stretch. It's a really tricky corner.
But he does a nice job, and on the moment, let's have a quick look what his time is.
158.1, crushing it.
Every lap. And then behind there is Logan McKenzie. Still impressive how close he gets, because it's still 9.7 seconds. It's growing, but it's not growing substantially. And he is still in that second position. And then we see that battle, or John Lawson is actually not in that battle, but behind him there is the battle going on. François Sink and Jerome Barjolas.
Yeah, and these guys aren't going anywhere without each other. Dan has closed the gap a little bit. He's pretty much back in this fight. Was it Dan that took tires?
No, that was Dan McFarlane.
Yeah, so Dan's right up here with these guys. He has caught them. He looks like he's pretty much made up the time that he lost by taking tires.
Yeah, and he has new fresher tires. So does that going to help him in the end of the race with 40 minutes to go? That is going to be the biggest point.
Yeah, he should really be able to power up early coming in onto these long straights and these tight corners.
I do see a battle going on for position number 16. Jacob Wally, David Bauer, and Damon Mitchell still are fighting along. And I hear some cars crashing, or at least I hear some.
We got a little bit of contact, but everybody's okay. Damon is all over David's bumper, letting him know that he is here for a fight and he is not backing down. David got a really great run through that left.
Yeah, and it's funny to see. I do see that David Bauer and Justin Rhodes have the same livery, so for sure they're the same team. And are they going to work together? Or is this just going to be all for all? But look at this. Damon is going to make that pass. Damon is going to make the move over there. He's going to the inside line, but this is so tricky. Going side by side here.
He's not quite going to clear him. We're going to see who gives it up. Oh, contact in the driver's door.
And immediately
that's going to cost him.
Yeah, Justin Rhodes says, you know what? I'm going to say hi to you. Yeah, this is really going to be the difference between those drivers. Help from each other. But I don't think Damon is done yet. Is he going to make a move?
Damon's got a great run.
Oh,
He's
but
definitely
don't go.
Closing the gap and maybe pulling out a little too soon.
He's going to the inside. He's going to the inside.
Out.
Look at that. He is going to the inside. This is really, really nice.
He had to slow his apex a little bit just to make sure that he didn't run into his door. That cost him, and it's not going to work. I think that was a move of respect that David knew he was going to get in too hot and drift outwards, so he gave him the space. And here he comes again. Oh, this is going to be tricky. Boy, is he relentless or what?
He is just keeping going on and on, but David Bauer says, no way, I'm not going to do that right now.
Yeah, and he's all over his bumper. And he's tried to pass in almost every corner. I would not put it past him to try a move right here. Looks like he's going to just fill his rear view. Maybe trying to get him coming into Oak Tree. Turn 11.
This is interesting moves.
So hard to put the power down here because you got to utilize the inside curbing. You have to utilize the outside curbing. And in these cars, having all that roughness or the curbing under the tire, they don't always grip. You got a little less grip on the curbing than you do on the pavement.
I don't think that Damon is going to make the same mistake over here. He's trying to do it a little bit slower. He's going to the inside. Oh!
Boy, he's really aggressive, and I got to say that...
naked aggression. We call it naked aggression.
Yeah.
I love to see it, man. This is the great battling that we want to see. I do want to go back to that sixth position, Jerome Bargeras and Dan McFarlane. How is it going over there? Because it seems that they're getting a little bit loose of Francois Schenk, who's currently on that fourth position.
Yeah, it seems like he's opened up the gap a little bit. Not sure if these guys have been fighting, and that's what's caused the gap. But here comes Dan. Not quite.
Well,
he's poking in there. Whew. That's not the place to do it, but you can. I think the tires are really starting to pay off there.
Yeah, and we do see some drivers now. They're in the battle, mixed up a little bit.
I'm not sure, Pim. Do you know what their blue flag rules are?
I think they're pretty much the same thing. You need to give that up. John Lozon is currently still on that third position. Francois Schenk right behind there, and then Jerome Bargeras and Dan McFarlane. Are we going to see the big battle for the top three, for that last podium stop? It looks like Mika Hendricks and Logan McKenzie are just flying away. But John Lozon, Francois Schenk and Jerome Bargeras are going to have a tough battle. Mark Donnell gives up that space. Is that enough for Dan McFarlane? Is he getting anything closer? Because the time is ticking right now. We're now suddenly only 9 minutes away.
Yeah, there's no time to play around anymore. You gotta go.
Time flies when you're having fun. Well, These guys are having fun, and I hope everybody else is having a lot of fun, because for me, this is a great race. I love to see all these guys fighting. Currently, we're looking at Francois Schink over here, trying to see if he can get past John Lozon. He has the speed, but we've seen it before. It's very, very difficult to pass. What is he going to do?
Yeah, because there's many blind corners here. When you get behind a guy, sometimes you don't always see the apex of the corner. It makes it a little bit more difficult. So you got to be careful, because, you know, if you miss by inches, you could be in the grass. And these cars don't do well in the grass.
Well, nobody does well in the grass, I have to say. Even the lawnmowers over here are complaining. Francois Schink, is he going to make that move? When is he going to make that move? And if he's going to make that move, is that meaning that Jerome Bajolas and Dan McFarlane are just coming back into that fight? So you also don't want to make it too early.
Yeah, you don't want to let those guys back in, because you could end up losing those positions to them. It seems like John is just really doing well exiting Oak Tree, getting a good run, and making it very difficult for Francois to pull up on his bumper and utilize the draft.
But he is getting closer and closer and closer. Is it enough for turn one? I don't think so, but he definitely gives the signal off for the last 7 minutes. And then, of course, we have that battle behind there with Dan McFarlane. Dan McFarlane with new tires. Is that going to help him in those last 7 minutes? He needs to pass Jerome Bajolas. Does he want to make a chance for that podium? And while I say that, look at that. Francois Schink is getting even closer.
So close through there.
I do have some bad news for the fans of Alex Kotlowski. He actually crashed right over here. And have a quick look at this replay. Oh, he just barely missed that. And that's that blind corner. And when you come out of there, you need to go full gas. And luckily not too much damage, but he will lose some spots over there.
Yeah, a couple inches is a difference maker. That's probably one of the highest loads on that front right tire coming over that crest. Down into that little valley. Exactly,
but we're looking up here with Francois Schink still in that fight. There is a fight going up in the front over there, but I think that's a battle a little bit in the back, but that can be interesting. Kirk Lane and Daniel Sedeno are right in front of them. Then John Lozon, Francois Schink right behind there. And a little bit further back, Jerome Bajolas and Dan McFarlane. That is really where we're going.
I think Kirk's going to make a move. Kirk and Daniel are battling for 28th and 29th, so they're in their own battle right now as the
but here we go, blue
flags come around.
Well, now we can see what the blue flags actually mean, because they're looking like they're staying in that battle. And John Lozon and Francois Schink need to put it on a hold over there, or maybe it's going to happen right over here at that big, long start. Yep. They are going to make some moves.
They're going to yield. It's a better place to do it on the straightaway. However, I don't see Daniel yielding out, so that's going to probably end the battle between John and Daniel, or excuse me, between Daniel and Kirk.
It is. It's very interesting to see, and it also means that Jerome Bajolas and Dan McFarlane will get more distance in there. Because if they can pass him, they can really get now on that track. And then it will come all together in the last few minutes, and we're going to see a great ending of this race. Maybe not for Mika Hendricks. Mika Hendricks, he's married, he's done, his life is good, he's going to win this race. Logan McKenzie, oh, side by side.
I think Dan's patience. Oh, no. Oh,
we need to see the replay of that one. McFarlane, he really is trying to push off and just gets, well, basically gets it back. And that is a lot of damage. Not sure if he can finish the... Oh, no, he can't. He has to go back.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's not really the place for side-by-side racing. And that's what happens.
And that means that Francois Schink is their next candidate for a podium spot, because he's now all the way back up there. And he's going to look into John Lozon and say, all right, you know what? I'm going to take that spot. They still have a lot of back drivers over here, but they move them along.
Francois is being very patient. I'm wondering if he's just trying to set him up for maybe a last lap or something like that. And it could be that John's just doing his thing and doing it the right way. And it's, as we've seen throughout the day, it's not easy to pass.
We will see. We'll see it right now. We'll see it right now. That fight behind him is finished, so he can go into the battle right now. And I think it should be earlier than later. And he's going to do it right here. Look at it on the outside. He's going to show himself, but is it enough? We've seen it before. It's not helping. But he's trying to do the undercut. Oh, he's trying to do that undercut, but that didn't work. But that battle is going to happen right now.
Fill his mirror, see if he can get him to make a mistake, drive in a little too deep, misses apex. It's right up on his bumper. There's a little shot.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. He needs to be closer and closer. Otherwise, he's not going to make that move.
That's what's so great about these cars too, is you can get into the guy's bumper and it's not going to be the end of both of your races. With the open wheel cars, there's no contact allowed.
Just have a quick look at Matt Zapka, 15th position. He is actually trying to make the move. He's going all the way back to the front a little bit, or at least he's trying, and he's now making that move on Bauer. Nice move on that first corner. Still in that battle, but he's going to take that position. He's back up to 14th position. Let's go back to Francois Schenk. How's he doing?
They're still in it. Unfortunately, Francois just doesn't quite have enough to get by John. John keeps getting a good run down the backstretch, and that makes it really difficult. Yeah, he just can't close the gap. See if you can get a little closer coming through the through this last sector here. Get a good run on the straightaway.
I was just thinking, for me, it needs to look like he's getting there right now. But then you can't go to the inside. If you don't have that inside, it's nearly impossible to overtake over here. But maybe you need to work on this first corner to actually help you in that second corner. He's not going to do it right now. He's going to hold off.
When he tried the over-under, he definitely got better mid-corner speed. As you can see there, he's getting good mid-corner speed. So maybe having that little bit more of a gap so he can get on the pedal and not let off will help get him in the right position for turn 3. But they're running out of time. We're down to 1 minute.
Yeah, I was just thinking.
Still putting on a clinic up front.
Has he done any? Yeah, SF 157. I saw. It's amazing.
His last lap was again a 158.2. So those solid low 58s. It's just propelling him, and Logan's trying, but Logan just ran a 158.6, so he's about 4/10 off, and it makes it real difficult to catch him if he's faster,
Yeah, and it's so funny to see that, because Logan McKenzie was, in my time when we did the broadcast over there, he was the fastest one. He was always driving away if our Polish friend wasn't there. But Logan McKenzie has some difficulties now in this season. Mika Hendricks is flying after marriage. Oh no! James Carr, what happens to James Carr on position number 8? Is he crashing out over there? Oh, he's losing momentum, but he can hold it. And then... Oh! I don't think it's going to take him, cost him a spot. He's still in that 9th position over there, but he won't be up for a fight anymore, and we'll have to settle for 9th position. That's not something that Francois Schenk want to do, and Mika Hendricks is just coming over the finish line, and there goes Logan McKenzie. And let's see if the battle for John Lauzon and Francois Schenk. No, it is going to be John Lauzon. John Lauzon's taking that 3rd spot. Francois Schenk goes to the 4th. And then we see Jerome Bajolas going into 5th. The Slug is taking 6th position. And an interesting fight going on. Curious to see what he thinks of the race. Roman Choi, an incredible progress he made, is just starting this race and immediately on 7th position. And then we see Connor. James Carr comes in 9th position. And then Mike De Almeida. Paul Morris, we've seen him a lot in the broadcast. He was a lot of naked aggression coming on. He comes up in that 11th position 8th position up from where he started. And then we see Jacob Wally. Matt Zepka comes back really strong on that 13th position. I don't think that's going to be a battle anymore. No, David Bauer behind there. And then we see 15th position, Kurt Smith. Great race. He started where he finished where he started, 15th position. Damon Mitchell dropped 5 spots back and is on 16th. And then we see Thomas Lefroy, Michael Zapp, Adrian Podowski, Zach Perry, Justin Rhodes, Aaron Law, Greg Lautzensliger, Dan Witzok, and then I think that is Alex Kotlowski, the last one who is still driving. But those are all our drivers. So Charlie, what do you think of this race?
Oh, that was great. It was for the most part action-packed. It's a large field. It's got long straightaways, so it's easy for everybody to kind of get spread out. But where cars were close, there were definitely good battles. Looked like it was pretty clean for the most part. Couple mistakes, couple cars out, but in a 36-car field, it's a pretty low number. So yeah, it was great. I enjoyed it.
It's just great to do this, and great to do this together with you. I'm looking if we already see some results coming in. And we do see some results coming in. Look at that, the official results. Mika Hendricks takes that first victory of the season. What a great start. I don't think his life can get any better. Logan McKenzie on that second spot, and then John Lozon. I'm going to have a quick look if we have already a couple of people in the booth. Because we want to hear those stories, of course. I don't see them yet coming in.
So I was told I was gonna have a sighting of Teddy the Wonder Lizard, and I didn't see him. Did you catch him today, Pim?
I didn't catch anybody.
Oh, that's a bummer. Maybe next week.
Well, I had an enormous fun. This was a really a great race, and yeah, I'm looking forward to this whole season. We do have different sessions. This was an alpha session. I also know that we're going to do some sprint racing. So there's a lot of things that are going to happen, and yeah, looking forward to all these races.
Yeah, absolutely. And these full-bodied cars really promote a lot of great racing. A little bit of a contact sport. We all like seeing that. It's definitely a good show. These guys are fast. So I'm pretty sure in my practice laps, I ran my best was a 2:02. Now I didn't have a setup, but I have to say that because that's the only thing that's going to make me feel better, because I'm looking at these times and I'm just blown away. It's really impressive. These cars are difficult to drive. It's hard to get on the power. The front end doesn't like to stick. With the iRacing force feedback, it's really close to how front wheel drive cars behave, and so when you get on the throttle and those front tires start spinning, you just lose all your pressure in your steering wheel, and it's tough. It's not easy to be fast in these cars.
Hey guys, it's good to be back in the interview booth. My race after Dan and Jerome had their little get-together was pretty straightforward, pretty boring. I'm not sure if Dan took tires on that stop intentionally or not, but once he was behind me, I knew that I probably had a second place locked down. Credit to Micah. I don't know what fuel he's got in that Veloster. He was on. Clearly that's the secret sauce, because he showed up and took us all to school. There was nobody who was going to be close to him today, so. I kept watching him turn in lap times a half second faster than me. I know he was not taking it easy. And Micah is not like a dominate. He's fast, but this is another level for him. Well, the goal is to maintain this current pace and, just do what I do best, capitalize. Instead of having to get by Jerome and Dan, they kind of knock each other off course. Micah is good for an unforced error every once in a while, and those are the moments that I really have to be there and capitalize.
Yeah, it's gonna be the consistency that's gonna do it. I do see Dan McFarlane in the general part. Could you get him into the broadcast, because I want to hear his story about that pit stop.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting how he just came to a stop there. I should be able to. There we go.
Hey Dan, welcome to the booth. Great to have you. We saw some amazing racing from you, and then you went into the pit and you took tires. We were just really wondering, was that on purpose or was that a mistake?
That was definitely a mistake on my part. I've seen 40 liters the whole race because I had that, auto fuel setup, and I was like, oh great, I'm gonna take tires to see, maybe I can get a little bit of advantage. That did not turn out the case.
No, that didn't. But the rest of the race, can you tell us a little bit about it? How do you, for us, we're relatively new to this car. How do you go into these races? Because it's difficult to find a strategy. What's your mind go? What goes to your mind on that moment?
Yeah, I mean, once I was up on the jacks and I saw Logan wheeling away, it was definitely pretty scary. And then coming out behind John, Jerome, and Francois there, I was like, man, I really got a lot of work to do. And it just, I tried. Honestly, Jerome, incredible driver, just incredible defending. I mean, it's a real shame that we came together like that. I don't think it's his fault. I saw an opportunity, I went for it, and I paid the price. But yeah, it was still a lot of fun.
It's a lot of fun racing, definitely, and it was great to see you. You were in that battle the whole time, and we saw you a lot. So awesome work. Do you have any shout outs, Dan?
Yeah, I want to shout out Sim Racing Grid, my team. Especially my partner David. He helped me set the car up for today. So it was a really fast car. It's a shame that just didn't play out for me.
Well, we'll see you back in next week. Because Logan, do you know where we're going to be next week?
Yeah, next week is Fuji Speedway, and we're doing a sprint challenge. So you're not going to have pit stops. You're not going to have fuel games. People are going to be going full bore down that front straight.
Nice. We're going to see a lot of standing starts. I think that's a good implementation of this season. It's great work. So Logan, any shout outs for you?
Yeah, shout out to my wonderful girlfriend Jasmine. She sat here with me today and watched the broadcast and gave me a couple of tips during the race, like a spotter almost.
Ooh. Nice. That's great to hear.
And shout out to you guys. It's great to have you guys back in the booth. It's a nice bit of nostalgia being back here.
Nice, man. Yeah, it feels like we're home. So it's great to have you up here for this season. And we're going to see some amazing racing. Mika is going to make you work for it. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Last season, you take away one. There were a couple of mistakes. You take away one of them, he wins the championship. So it was a razor's edge.
Nice. Well, great to see that. Great to have everybody back here. And we want to thank everybody. Charlie, last words for you. Anything you want to add to tonight?
Yeah, I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody in chat. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching the race. These guys put on a great show, so make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, so when we go live, it was a good time. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. These cars are fun to watch, and these drivers are fast, so they're going to put on a good season for sure.
No, definitely. Well, thanks very much. Thank everybody for watching, and we will be back here at CAVOK Racing Network. It's going to be Wednesday. QRL is back up, and I wish you all very good luck with that one, and have a great time for the rest of the week. Thanks very much.